Welcome back to KIP, where knowledge is power. My name is Josh, and today we are going to be going over how to find the slope if you're given only 2 points. Now, this is for linear equations, all right, where our base equation is y is equal to mx plus b, where m is our slope and b is our y-intercept. Now, our slope, as you may recall, it is rise over run. What does that mean? Well, rise, if we have our Cartesian plane, if we draw a small one here, right, like this, this is our y-axis, and this is our x-axis. All right? Now, if you think about it, rise is to go up, right? Our run, right, is left or right. So in conclusion, our rise is our y, and our run is our x. But we are looking at the rate of change. All right. What that means is we're looking at the difference in y and difference in x. That little triangle we use is called delta. All right. This right here is called delta, and it means change in. All right. It's very good to know that. Now let me show you exactly what this means. If we go back to very basic math, how do we calculate average of some certain numbers? Well, if let's say we have 2, 3, 4, and 8, and we wanted to calculate the average of these numbers, what we do is we count them, right? We add them up. So 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 8, right? 2 plus 3 is 5, 9, 17. So 17, right? And then we divide them by how many numbers there are. So 17 divided by 4, this would just give us 4/1/4, or 4.25. Just a little recap of how to calculate average. But let me show you why it's important to know this. If we were to take our Cartesian plane and just move this guy over here, there we go. Let's get rid of that. So we have our Cartesian plane here. Now let's say we took these 2 points that we have up top, -4 and 7. All right. Let's say -4 is somewhere around here. Let's say 7's around up here somewhere. So our point on the graph is over here. And let's say -6 is around here somewhere. Right? And let's say -4y is somewhere down, let's say here. Okay, so our other point should be right around here. This is a very estimated drawing. It's not 100% perfect, but we can just use this to imagine everything for ourselves. And let's say we were to draw a line through these 2 points here. All right. So let's say this was our line right here. Again, don't forget to draw little arrows on the ends of your line to show that this line is continuous. It's very important that you do so. Now, why did we talk about average? So we are trying to calculate the slope from these points over here. To do so, what we're going to do is, first things first, we're gonna label each one. So this is gonna be our x1, our y1. Our x2 and our y2. The equation that we're going to be working with is m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now this is very important because what we're looking at is we're looking at the difference between -4 on our y, right over here, and -7 on our y. We're looking at the difference between these two guys here. All right, so then we're also looking at the difference between -4 on the x and -6 on the x. So when we do this, right, we're looking at, well, how many number difference, so how many other numbers are there in between -4 and 7, and how many number differences are there between -4 and 6 on the x-axis. And it's the same way when we're calculating average. You're looking at the average rate of change, in a way. All right, so now if we were to plug in our values that we just grabbed from here, all right, our y2, as we labeled them, is -4. Our y1 is 7. Okay, so -7 over our x2 is -6, right? And our y2 is -4. Now, if we were to calculate this, -4 minus 7 is just going to be -11, right? And -6 minus -11, right? Don't forget, these two become a positive. So -6 plus 4 is -2, right? If we have a negative on the top and the bottom, the negatives cancel each other out. So our final answer would just be 11/2. So our slope, according to these 2 points here for this specific line, is 11/2. And that would be your final answer for the slope. Now you could continue to go ahead and solve for the full equation of the line, but I have a separate video for that. Now, if this is helpful for you guys, please leave a subscribe and drop a like. And if you have any questions, please put them in the comments down below with any other future videos you would want to see when it comes to math or something you would want to learn specifically and you need some help on. I would love to make videos for you guys and help you in that sense. All right, now I would want to do one more question with you guys, but I would like you guys to try it on your own first. Now, I hope everyone is keeping track and also writing down what I am doing here and you're not just watching. It's very important that you follow along by yourself as well. It helps you learn better. Now let's go to the next question where we're going to have 2 different points again, and we're going to solve for the slope, but you're going to pause the video and try it yourself, and then we're going to take it up together. So let's see what those other 2 points are. So our other 2 points that we're going to be working with right now is 20 and 8, 9 and 16. So pause the video and give it a shot. Okay, perfect. So you finished. I think you did great, but let's see how you did. So first things first, like I said before, we want to label our x1 and our y1, our x2 and our y2. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to write out our equation. Our slope m is equal to the change in y over the change in x. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So if we plug in our values, our y2 is 16, our y1 is 8, our x2 is 9, and our x1 is 20. Now if we were just to solve this, 16 minus 8 is 8, 9 minus 20 is -11. All right, so our final answer is our slope is equal to -8/11. -8/11. If you see that there's a negative either on the top or bottom once you solve, just bring the negative on the outside over here. Just, it's a lot neater and it's better format. It's more correct this way, because any number divided by a negative number is just a negative number, right? So that would be your final answer, and that's pretty much it. All right, so let's do a recap on how to find the slope of two different points that are given to you. So let's write in a bright blue color so that you guys can see. So step number 1, you want to write down the numbers that are given to you on your piece of paper, and then you want to label x1, y1, x2, and y2. After that, you want to write down your equation. After you write down your equation, in step 3, you're going to start to plug in the numbers you just labeled. And then you're going to solve. And once you have your m, just put a nice box around it to show your teacher or your professor or whoever's marking your work to know that's your final answer and that's how you got there. It's also really good to label each step that you've done, because it keeps your work organized, and when you have somebody looking at your work and when they're grading it, they can see exactly what steps you took and how you got to the answer, and they can follow along with your work. Because if I wouldn't have went 1, 2, 3, 4 here and you just saw all this mumbo jumbo everywhere, right, it would be pretty hard to follow. But now that I stepped it out, it's a lot better. I hope this all helped. And if you guys have any other videos you would want to see, please leave it in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this and this helped you, please leave a like. It will help me a lot. Well, that's it for today. You guys have a good one. God bless you, and have an amazing day, and good luck at school.